Welcome to the Imperfectly Us podcast.
The podcast where we discuss our journey to a healthy lifestyle, parenting, marriage, and everything in between. Throw in a dash of humor because, let's face it, life is imperfect.
But it's us!
Because we didn't hit the button. You gotta hit the button.
That would do it.
Wait. Okay. Wait. Yeah, go ahead. No.
Can I go?
Go.
All right, and welcome to another episode of Imperfectly Us. We've made it to our second time, right? Second time video casting the podcast. And I have already managed to not have my hair done, be in actually your sweatshirt, your Sherpa, and my sweatpants that have holes in them. So, welcome to
Why do you want to get dressed up?
Life at our house.
Why would you want to get dressed up? We're in the house.
I know, but I already look very, very pale on.
Well, you could fix that.
Yes, not naturally, though.
You're tanning.
Welcome to Pure Michigan.
Where it's...
really cold outside.
8 inches of snow?
Yeah, and super cold, like 20 degrees.
Look at these.
I know, my hair's still so short that they're... I have my hair up right now in, like, pigtail buns. Kind of Princess Leia-esque, but not at all. My hair's still so short, though. I can't put it up in a ponytail yet. It's Princess what?
Call it Princess Luann.
Oh, I thought you called me Prince William.
Why would I disgrace that man's name?
Thanks. Thanks. It's not weird that you'd call your wife a man, but you wouldn't want to disgrace the prince.
No, wait, yes, he's still a prince.
Yes, that's his...
Markle's the one who made him...
His brother, that's not no longer the Royal Highness.
So, 2 weeks. 2 weeks since the last episode.
Yes,
we tried last week.
We tried.
And it didn't go well.
No. We got partway through our episode, and there was some good stuff in it, but we had a very needy child who...
Not me. No, the actual child.
And not the fur baby either. No, the actual child who... just like kept interrupting, like was here for the first part, talked about what she wanted to talk about, and then was supposed to go in her room and play, and just literally needed something every 2.5 minutes. And so it finally got to the point where someone, that's not me, got up and stormed away and said, "This is it!" and hit stop, and then was like, "We're not doing one today." Because as you said, you can't fake being in a good mood for it.
You can't. You really can't.
So.
She knew we wanted to talk about something.
Yes.
Which is why we think she was out here to
overly,
make sure
yes,
that
overly
we were
connected.
not going to talk about her.
Yes.
So now she's locked away.
No.
Out in the shed.
No. You can't say things like that because people that may be listening that don't know us, I'm not sure that anyone that listens doesn't know us like personally, but on the off chance that there are people that do not actually know us listening.
Please don't call CPS.
Our daughter is not locked in the shed. She's in the bedroom watching TV.
Dressed as Iron Man.
Dressed as Iron Man. Yeah, in fact, actually, if you go to either our Instagram page or I think I actually just tweeted it too. We're getting ready to go record, and we turn the corner to come into the living room, and Casper, our dog, is sitting in the glider chair in our living room, and he's still sitting there. Now he's staring at us.
So if you see me looking,
he's over there,
watching.
But so we turn the corner, and he is sitting in the chair with an Iron Man mask on, and she has her Halloween. She was Iron Man for Halloween. She has her Iron Man, like full Iron Man mask and gloves on. And so apparently and she said, "Look, we're twinning." So she is still dressed as Iron Man and is now in the other room getting to watch a little TV.
She wanted to get the whole costume out.
Yes.
Nixed that. Don't know why.
Although at least she'd be getting more use out of it.
She's getting used out of it now.
So she
Look at this dog.
is currently watching, I don't even know, a cartoon of some sort in the other room.
Transformers.
I'm gonna talk a little bit because I gotta take a picture. He is sitting with his eyes shut.
Yeah, with his open vested flannel. Kind of looks like he's a Guido.
Okay. I'll post that. That's pretty amusing. Yeah,
he's making me uncomfortable because he's just staring at me.
We joked that he needs some gold chains.
We'll get him a gold tag.
Yeah, because he's got his buffalo plaid flannel.
He's a distraction.
And he's just sitting there staring us down.
His tongue's like halfway out of
the. So anyway, we're gonna pretend like he's not there. It's one of those times where it's like when you feel very uncomfortable because your pet is watching you. He also likes to go into the bathroom, like whether you're going to the bathroom, getting ready to go in the shower, whatever. He has impeccable timing. So, I know we want to talk a little bit about her and the anxiety issues.
Should we do that first, though, before she comes out?
Yes. And then I think more, also importantly, we needed to kind of talk about where we're at with things. But she actually, it's kind of nice that we ended up having to scrap that, the episode that we had attempted to record, the last one, because things have turned around quite a bit.
She still had a couple last
from that episode. But basically what we have is we have a 7-year-old who very much wants to be perfect and is afraid to make mistakes. And so the week coming back from Christmas break, she had a couple of different meltdowns on a couple of different days that week going back, and then really kind of everything boiled over on that Friday, and she had like multiple meltdowns that day during the school day. And it comes down to like the biggest meltdown was in math, and she got all of the math right, but she was so afraid of getting it wrong that she like was almost hyperventilating. And so I definitely think that like we have a little perfectionist on our hands. And when we had a conversation with her about it, of course, her initial reaction is that I don't want to talk about it, which,
that's me.
She gets that. She gets that from him. We like to refer to that. I jokingly refer to that as the ostrich. You like to put your head in the sand and hope that everything goes away before you bring your head up.
It will eventually, just how long are you going to wait?
You might suffocate and die.
That's what
Can't
I'm
keep
about.
your head in the sand that long. But when she finally did get talking about it, it really came down to like the math that they're doing now is hard, and she's good at math, but that, it's hard, and she was afraid that she would make a mistake. And I asked her, well, what would happen if you made a mistake? And she said, I'd go back to my desk and I would have to redo it. And I said, okay, then what? And she said, well, then it would be right.
The teacher stones her.
No, her teacher's fabulous. Well, then it would be right. And I was like, okay. And
what's the issue?
And so we've been really working on that. I used the whole basketball analogy with her because they she started basketball, which unfortunately got canceled this weekend because of the snowstorm, but they had gone to the gym the day that she had the several and biggest meltdown. And I said, did you make every basket? And she said, no. And I said, so what'd you do? Did you just stop and sit down and cry? And she was like, no, I just got the ball and I tried again. And so we had like a whole conversation about like, you're not gonna be perfect all the time. Like nobody's perfect and stuff like that. But I can totally see myself in those moments when I'm having those conversations with her. So where she gets the not wanting to talk about things from you. I think the unfortunate thing for her is I think she gets the perfectionism aspect from both of us. I don't know about you personally because I didn't know you when you were a small child, but growing up...
I didn't know me as a small child either.
Growing up, I very much, was afraid to make mistakes, and I was afraid to disappoint my mom and my dad, and I, sometimes would wait until the last minute to do things because then if they weren't perfect, I could blame it on the fact that I waited until the last minute. And I would sometimes not do I would choose just to not do things that I might not be able to be successful at.
That was
so
yeah.
I let the risk of failure hold me back from a lot, and then I set myself up a lot of the time to be able to use have an excuse ready for why it wasn't perfect, waiting until the last minute or whatever.
It's kind of like why I didn't graduate high school.
Okay.
I knew I was going to be a fifth-year senior. Didn't want to do that.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, because a lot of people might not know that about you.
A lot of people don't know.
Yes, that he actually dropped out of high school during his senior year.
Got my GED immediately.
Yeah, got his GED right away. Actually got your GED, I think, before you would have... They couldn't They couldn't give you this the actual paperwork yet, but
so
you
you graduated the second week of June. I scheduled it for the third week of June.
Yeah.
Which much easier. Less time consuming.
Yeah, I don't.
It's a good route.
Yeah. Thanks.
I'm kidding. It's not a good route.
To the public school teacher.
Clearly joking. This is a PSA. Please do not drop out of school.
Yes. Your life would be much different now if you had not dropped out of school. But now you're attempting to turn things around, and have been working on getting your associates, and we'll have your associates probably within the next year, while also working full time and putting up with Izzy and I and dripping iced coffee on yourself. But so I think we're gonna have a long road ahead of us.
So when I dropped her off on Monday.
This Monday? As in after the meltdown week?
After the meltdown week.
Okay.
I had to talk to her about not being worried.
Oh, she also told us that she feels worried and nervous almost all the time.
And we took a lot that weekend of, well, are you worried now? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's push past that.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. What are you worried about?
She didn't want to order food because of something she never ordered before.
Okay.
And then we pushed her past that. So she actually spoke to the waitress.
Mm-hmm. So we're trying to model more for her too and be a little bit more open about our feelings. So she told us that it would help if we acknowledged more. She didn't use the word acknowledge, obviously. She's 7. But she said it would be helpful for her to know more when we're feeling nervous about things. And pushing through those things. And I do feel like we're pretty open about our feelings. Okay, well I am. I'm a pretty open book about almost everything. If you really want to know something, ask and I'll tell you. But
I will not tell you if I'm nervous or worried.
Yeah. You still have iced coffee in your beard. It's like a collector of all.
Oh, I found tortilla chips in there when I went to go pick her up for school the other day.
Had you even eaten tortilla chips that day?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, well that's good at least. I thought you were gonna be like, no,
I didn't. Hanging out right down here, and I was like, oh no. I hadn't had any.
I hadn't had any for a day.
So if you saw me while I picked up Isabella, little heads up next time.
Yeah, let them know that there's
tortilla in there.
Tortilla. Did you have some guacamole in there too, so that when you got home you could just have a little snack?
No, because they're Jack Special.
Oh,
you don't eat that with guac.
Garden Fresh Jack Special, best tortilla chips there are.
Okay.
But so I think we're just gonna have it's gonna be a learning process, and I think we're much more. And I was talking to one of my girlfriends at work, my teacher bestie Lindsay, about how just like it's so tough because I know you forgot to turn the heat off and it's getting ready to kick on. I know how difficult growing up with like perfectionism and anxiety was for me, and just anxiety in general. And she kind of gets it from the double whammy because we both deal with anxiety. And so, like, just, being kind of like happy that we're aware of it, but how difficult this is going to be.
Until it turns off.
But Lindsay did point out, like, at least we're aware of it. Like, and making a conscientious effort. And I'm hoping that, like, with being a teacher myself, like, I can try to work with her a little bit more, like, in regards to, like, the moments where, like, school is giving her anxiety, because she's a really smart kid and she loves school, and I would never want anything to change that.
Yeah, you're getting a little worried that she feels this pressure about school, and that's going to stop her from liking school.
Yeah. Yes. And I see that. I mean, I'm a teacher, so I see the 10 years down the road, effects of that too much pressure, and not even necessarily sometimes that because kids are getting so much pressure from their parents, but because they're putting on this pressure on themselves. And so that's the other thing that's been kind of eye-opening. So thinking about my sister growing up, like, Court was the perfect child. Like, she was an amazing athlete. She was a good artist. She had graduated high school with a 4.0. Like, she was, like, I'm very happy that I was the oldest and didn't have to follow in her footsteps type of thing, because she was the good kid. Like, she did everything she was supposed to. And I can think of so many examples when we were younger. She's 6 years younger than me, of times where, like, my mom didn't even have to say anything to her. Courtney was already beating herself up about things, like if she dropped the ball on us, randomly on an assignment, or did poorly on a test, or, had a bad game in basketball and stuff like that, like, and beating herself up. And my mom never, like, didn't even have to say anything, because at that point, like, she already put that much pressure, like, Courtney put that much pressure on herself that nobody else even needed to, even address those things with her. And so I definitely saw little glimpses of that too, I think, in what Isabella went through, that week going back. And we've still, this past week was a lot better, but we definitely, like you said, still saw glimpses of it, and, cried during science because her tower thing fell over and stuff like that.
I don't know how much of that was her anxiety, or it was just frustration. Like, she went through all that effort, and
yeah, but that was the point of the science experiment. Was to see about structure and what would fall over and what would stay put.
I didn't know that.
I mean, I guess I inferred that myself based off of what they were building these structures out of.
I thought they were like towers, and eventually it was just going to topple over anyway.
Yeah, but they were built out of, like,
up,
spaghetti, pasta sticks, spaghetti, and stuff like, and marshmallows and stuff like that. So
they were going to fall over eventually.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think the hypothesis was that certain structures would work and certain ones wouldn't. I don't know. They're in first grade.
All right.
I wasn't there. It's very difficult not being able to be more present in the classroom. Like, I luck out working in the same district that she goes to school in, and having a really, open communication. I forgot to tell you, I got a text from one of the lunch ladies the other day of her.
Izzy told me. She's like, she took a picture of me. Probably sent it to Mom. Like,
which is really awesome, because...
And then when you didn't mention it to her, I'm like, oh, why'd she take that picture?
No, she did. She sent it to me. One of the benefits of working in the same, district that you teach in. But, so yeah. So we definitely had some parenting challenges these last 2 weeks.
It's nice though that we were aware of them.
Yeah. And that's what life's going to be like, you know what I mean? Like, it'd be asinine to think that it's going to be easy all the time.
It's not?
No. If
Sign
you
up.
talk to a parent that tells you parenting is easy, they are full of shit or they have no idea what's
I'm
happening.
not signing up for this. I'm out.
Get back here. Because it's definitely a roller coaster. So.
Speaking of roller coasters and weight,
Oh. Well, we weren't talking about weight, but I guess we are
figured we were
now.
done with
Yeah.
anxious child.
Yeah, so now you're going to turn it into anxious Cathy.
How'd you do? Over 2 weeks now. How'd you do over the last 2 weeks?
So
Oof.
I
What's the dish?
have, what's the tea? I have some self-destructive tendencies.
Tendencies?
Yeah, see, I was plural. I didn't say tendency. I already revealed one self-destructive tendency I had growing up with procrastination and perfectionism. No, tendencies. And one of those tendencies would be to do really, really well and kick ass during the week. And then feel like I can just be like a wild child on the weekends. And when I say wild child, I mean like I'm still going to bed by like 8:30, but I'm eating cereal and like having a peanut butter sandwich. Like my wild child.
Or two. You were two that night.
No, I had a rollover. I had
You had two
It was-
rollovers, which made a one sandwich, I
one
guess.
sandwich, yes.
One-
It was
one
still
sandwich,
it was
two
still
rollovers.
only one sandwich. But see, I purposely did it like that. Rather than making one sandwich, I made, rather than one sandwich with 2 pieces of bread, I took a piece of bread, put some peanut butter on it, and folded it over, and did it again. So it felt like I was eating more.
I get the premise of a rollover.
So, so it's not like my crazy's like, oh my God. But I have this although sometimes it is. Like this morning I got a biscuits and gravy skillet at breakfast, which was not a good choice. I mean, it was a delicious choice.
You only ate half.
I did only eat half. But so I have this tendency that I kick ass during the week. And then I undo it all on the weekend.
That's going to be this week.
And now last weekend I had some stomach issues. I don't know if I ate something that didn't agree with me or because of being really good all week and then getting to the weekend and eating things that...
Hey, you got weight loss that way, though.
Well, yeah, I gained, like, throughout the course of the week, I had lost, like, 5 or 6 pounds. 5 pounds, I think. And I gained, like, 3 of them back. So, I mean, I was still down to...
Which is what your safe zone is.
Yeah, which is my safe zone. But now,
You could have done it down 5. Or at least 4.
yeah, I could have done... Yeah. So I'm still doing a lot of yo-yoing. But in terms of my weight, but I do feel like we did better in terms of meal planning this past week.
Well, I think we meal plan fine each week.
Well, we did better last week of actually sticking to it though.
Oh.
I don't even remember what we ate last week, but it was good.
Enchiladas.
Yeah, I didn't really like those. But we did use that rice quinoa blend, brown rice and quinoa, and I diced up red peppers and green bell peppers, and onion, and added in some Rotella and did like a Mexican, and that was really good. I actually ended up
rice? Spanish-ish rice.
Yeah. And so the next night we actually had leftovers for dinner. And you ate some of the enchiladas and the leftover rice, and then I didn't really care that much for the enchiladas, so I just had leftover rice.
I didn't mind the enchies. The enchies were good. Slept
but
2
yeah.
more in there.
Yes. But I don't know, I feel like I'm working still to get back to the basics. Like yesterday morning, I got up and I did like a 15-minute video. Mm-hmm. And then I went out and shoveled snow with you. So, like, that was good. But then, like, today we got up and we went to breakfast. And I do find that I'm much more successful, like, especially on the weekend, if I just get up and do it. Because, like, today we went to breakfast and then we came home and it was like, okay, once my stomach, like, my food digests a little bit, I should do a workout. But then we got into cleaning the house. And we did, like, I folded and put away, like, 6 loads of laundry that had just been sitting in laundry baskets in our living room. And then, like, I got my clothes actually, like, put away and hung up, which is a feat in itself to actually get it folded
Same
and
day.
hung
It
up
wasn't
in
the
the
same day.
closet.
It was not
Well,
the same
no. Folded and hung up in the closet was the same day. It has been washed and sitting in the laundry basket for, like, over a week. Or at least one of the loads was over a week. But, and then I started in her room, and we made some huge progress in her room. It was kind of sad. I had some mom sadness today.
Like,
So, her room still hadn't been totally organized since Christmas. And she had gotten some new books from various people. And then she had brought home some books that she had gotten at school. And I really needed to go, like, through her bookshelf. Because her bookshelf still had all of the books from when she was a baby. And, well, Mr. Brown can move.
how about you?
How about you? Or whatever. And Where's Baby's Belly Button, which, oh my God, we read 12.
And that little flap broke off, so it was always right there.
It was right there. You knew where it was because the flap wasn't on that last page. But God, we must have read that book like
A lot.
357 billion times.
That was her go-to book.
That was her favorite book when she was little.
There was always that surprise ending where the baby's belly button was always exposed.
Yeah. Yeah, so you couldn't even say it was under her shirt, like the book said, because the shirt flap had been ripped off by her and ate at some point.
Fairly early.
Yeah. But so she had all these books and her bookcase was just overflowing.
So you had nostalgia.
So yeah, I pulled off, like, I kept a bunch of them and put them in a box in her closet because I'm not gonna, like, there's some books that I have to take to school to see if either her first grade teacher or her kindergarten teacher could, like, give them to kids or use them in their classroom because they're, like, the basic reading books and stuff. And then I have a book to have my mom, or a pile of books to have my mom go through to make sure she doesn't want any before I donate them to the library. But there was a lot of books like the Snuggle Puppy.
Are you gonna cry now?
No. And the ones that we read a lot, that I put in a box and put in her closet to, like, keep. And then we put all these, like, chapter books up. Because she's, like, reading these, like, the easier...
You're reading.
Junie B. No, she'll read the Junie B. Jones and the
Oh,
Amelia
okay.
Bedelia and stuff like that. But maybe he's growing up. And the English teacher in me is so excited and proud. Oh my God. Because, too, we've been reading this one chapter book for so long, right? She got it last year when the author came to her school and visited, so it's like a signed copy and everything. But we've been working on trying to read it for so long, right?
This is the Sasquatch's one?
The Secret Zoo. We finally finished it today, and I'm super excited because it's right here waiting.
Not put away.
Not put away because we're going to read.
No, I just cleaned this table.
We're going to read
2 hours
it
ago.
today. But growing up, one of my first memories that I have growing up is, in my first reading memories, is my mom reading a chapter of the Boxcar Children to me every night. And I loved the series.
Is this the first one?
So this is the first one, yep. And I remember growing up, like, I always loved when we started a new, like, because it's a series, so when we started the next book in the series, because those nights I could always convince my mom to read a second chapter.
Because she was old.
Because she was super into it. But then she would make me go to bed after reading 2 chapters, and I could always tell, and I don't remember how I could tell, but I could always tell the next day when we went to read our next chapter that she had already read it. Like, she would go and, like, keep reading in the book.
She's into it.
Because she was into it. And so my Boxcar Children books, so these are the books from when I was little that my mom used to read, myself and my sister and brother. I have the series now, and it's in my old Care Bear suitcase from when I was little, and it's been sitting in Izzy's room waiting for us to finish The Secret Zoo. And so
that suitcase is probably worth a pretty penny.
Yeah, it might be. I don't know.
Check eBay.
But so we are starting the first book in the Boxcar series tonight. And I'm just so excited because, like I said...
I'm so excited, too!
I know you're not, but, like, it was a time, like...
I actually remember reading a few of them.
It was a time when, like, my mom sat down and she read to us. And for the first several years that I was alive, my mom is an amazing, strong woman, and she had me when she was really young. She got her degree in engineering. I used to go to college classes with her and sit there when she couldn't, she didn't have somewhere to put me. I would sit in some of her classes. But when I was younger, she worked. And so this was always something that, like, and then when I got older, she stayed at home because my brother and sister. And so, this was a time where, like, we sat down and it was about, like, us and the book and reading. Iron Man is walking this way. I kid you not. Come here, pop in so that they can see you. I was just telling everybody about how we finally finished The Secret Zoo and how excited I am to start up Boxcar Children tonight.
Did you talk about...
You gotta flip this up if you're gonna talk.
Did you tell them the thing just happened before you recorded?
Yes. About how when Daddy turned and I turned the corner and... Yeah. Iron Man dog was sitting on the glider and you were standing next to him and we took a picture. Yeah, I told him I would post the picture. So, all right. Off you go. And say hi to everybody right and say
hi.
Okay. All right. So I was just talking about how I'm excited about reading those books and how I had a...
We might start tonight.
We are going to start tonight. Mommy is very excited. Whether you want it or not.
Get this podcast done so we can start cooking and then you can read.
Yes. We're having 2-ingredient dough pizza tonight. Yum, yum.
That might get scrapped.
It might get scrapped.
It's 4:43.
Oh, no. I don't know what we're eating for dinner then. Okay. Can you go? Because we're gonna finish up here. Because I got totally sidetracked. We were talking about weight loss and exercise, and I got sidetracked. But so basically... It took forever to clean her room today, and I didn't end up doing a workout video. And now
that's where we ended up with? Oh my gosh, that was big hard left.
The likelihood, I circled back to where I was needing to be.
You took 3 lefts to get back to where you were.
Good.
Whatever. The likelihood that I'm going to do a video now is probably pretty slim. But
yeah,
our house is really nice and clean.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And her room is the best it has looked in...
2 months.
No, more than that. So, I'm trying to get back to the basics. I'm meal planning. I need to make sure that I'm not undoing things. But I'm plugging away and I'm staying positive. How about you? Oops, sorry.
Last week
I bump everything. Sorry about that. That was not an earthquake. That was my knee.
So last Sunday I started at Dietbet, which is, how do you describe it? You're basically betting on yourself that you're going to lose this weight.
Yeah, you basically just make a wager, and as long as you lose your 4% in the time span,
which is 4 weeks,
you get, like, they everybody that's in the diet bet, their money goes into, like, a pot. And then everyone who achieves their goal splits the pot. So you're getting back...
I think was there 16,000 people in this and $30,000 at stake.
So you
if
can earn
you-
back what you
Yeah.
invested or bet, but then you can also, like, if there are people that didn't achieve their goal, their money then gets divided up against everybody else. So
Yes.
we used to do this all the time. And I probably made, because we would do like,
We at least made a couple $100.
yeah. And so, because, yeah, there was at one time when, like, I was doing back-to-back ones. So I did it for, like, a span probably of, like, almost 6 months. And then I was even doing, like, sometimes 2 at a time.
Yeah, that's what I should have did.
And so I was winning back my money, but then I was also typically winning back anywhere from, like, $5 to $20 more than how much I had bet on
Yeah,
myself.
it's like an investment.
Yeah.
You're investing in
But
your
it's
health,
so,
and then you're
like,
investing.
if you're not
money.
if you're not willing to make the right exercise and diet changes, like, just for your health and to lose the weight and whatever, if you're a cheapskate like we are, you also don't, like, this is another way to almost, like, motivate yourself, because
You don't want
like,
to lose money.
how stupid to lose that money when all you need to do is lose this 4% over 4
And
weeks.
you probably end up saving money too by not eating out.
Yeah, when you think about it in that sense. So,
I made it to the gym every day last week.
okay.
Every day. 5 days in a row.
That's good.
Saturday with a snowstorm. Wasn't going to go.
Right.
Not gonna go today. But I plan on going back tomorrow, Monday.
Yep.
Because you're off. And then I can go in early.
Well, I'm not
Oh
off.
yeah. You're later start.
Yeah, Isabella doesn't have school tomorrow, so she is going back to her daycare. She's super excited to see all of her daycare friends, and to see Miss P and the ladies. And so, typically, when school's in session, she gets dropped off at 6:30. But because she's going to Miss P's, and then I have to continue on to my school, because while students don't have school, teachers have professional development. And so I'm going to drop her off, but we don't need to be there until
So I can leave
later.
early. So I can leave early.
So,
I can go to the gym early.
whereas I normally only take her to daycare or take her to latchkey before care on Wednesdays, which means most of the time Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, you're locked into being at the house until
It's
she
actually
goes.
details.
I know, right? Sorry.
So I can go tomorrow, first thing, because I know myself that if you're home when I'm off work, I'm not going to want to go to the gym.
Right.
And I can get I have a 9 o'clock appointment and then a 10 o'clock appointment or 11 o'clock appointment. I have 2 appointments tomorrow that I don't know what times, but they're early. So if I can get
Well,
the
early
gym,
by, like,
yeah,
normal people standards, not early by our standards.
but I can get to the gym, get that done, come home, be done with it.
Yeah, well, and also potentially, if you wanted to get some homework done or whatever, it gives you that opportunity.
Yeah.
He is loud.
Last week, though, made it to the gym every day. Mm-hmm. But the nutrition sucked. Because for some reason...
Do you think you were, like, extra hungry because of
Oh,
working
yeah.
out? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, your body
and then
was
I'll just
readjusting.
snack. Which is why I end up with tortilla chips in my beard. So this week, it's going to be more focused on nutrition.
Yeah, because they
Not
say
eating.
that, like...
Yeah. I gotta go plug the computer in.
Well, we could wrap things up, too, if we need to. Because they do say that, like, 80% of weight loss
Yeah, it's like
is
80-20.
is diet, and the other 20% is exercise.
So while I made a little headway in the weight loss, but
Yeah. We're
not
working on it.
not as much as it should have been.
It is a work in progress, and we're not giving up, and that's the important thing to pay attention to.
Yeah, we let ourselves go.
Yeah.
We were doing so well, and then
We got burnt out.
yeah, you did. Yeah, we did.
But the important thing is, like,
We're
I
on it again. We're still
and,
down
like,
so much from where
yeah,
we
we're
were.
still down, and we're maintaining that
Yeah.
without much thought. And so if we just put the thought back into it, like, I know I can get refocused, and that's my goal. I'm going to get refocused. I do have a healthy hack to share. It is cold We live in Michigan. And I love hot chocolate. So like when we played outside yesterday with her, when we come back in, I want hot chocolate. And it's a good way to get a little bit of chocolate. And so my healthy hack this time is Swiss Miss. They have a reduced calorie hot chocolate. And you want to go the reduced calorie route because it is less points than the sugar-free route. So contrary to how it would seem it would be, I scanned the sugar-free and I scanned the reduced calorie, and the reduced calorie was less points. So if you're looking for a low point chocolate option, especially a warm beverage for the winter, this might be something to try. I'll take a picture of it and put it on the Instagram page too, but you can give this a try and scan it for yourself. So that is Cathy's healthy hack.
All right.
And yum. So
We will
try
definitely try to do it again next week.
to do it again next week and not let life and frustration get in our way. We would love to communicate with you. So if you are on Facebook and you can search the Imperfectly Us podcast, we have like a healthy living group. Sometimes we share recipes. Sometimes we just post about working out. And it would be great to get some more active interactions on there, as well as if you have some really good like of your own healthy hacks or some good recipes. We did get an Instapot for Christmas that we haven't really tried out yet because I just don't even know where to begin. So help us out and let us know how things are going, and just know that you can do whatever goals you've set your mind to, even if you have little blips. You're still further than you were before you started. So keep going. That's my little motivating soapbox for a moment. Sorry.
Just do something.
Just do something. You always tell me that.
Just do something.
So with that, our something is going to be to say goodbye. So thanks for joining us. Follow us, subscribe, let us know how things are going. We'll talk to you soon.